And get started, and anyone who will be joining later then will just be joining later. I hope everyone can hear me. Let me start sharing the actual presentation. So good morning or good afternoon, everyone, depends which region you're standing in. This is to take you through the training for the CCJ automation. The training will last about an hour, and I'm going to be your trainer for this session. My name is Noël Kummer. I'm Activation Delivery Manager for Europe. So I recognize and know some of you looking at the name of the participants for the printers in Europe. And yes, so I will be taking you through this training session. Let me just maybe make it a little bit more personal by trying on, not sure if you can, there. So you can also see me and not only see the presentation, although the important part here is the presentation. So the agenda for today, I'm going to explain you what this new CCJ automation process is all about, what it will change actually for you. And you will see that it's not very far, not very different from how you were requesting CCJ so far. It's just that it's going to be in a dedicated specific platform, which is called Web Center. So I'll show you how to log in into Web Center and how to perform a couple of tasks and actions into the system. As such, how to submit a CCJ. And you will see that there are two ways to do it. You can also, through the system, submit a new ICC profile, as well as delete an ICC profile if you want to do some cleanup of your own libraries. Also, just to make sure, this training is intended for CCJ requester. So if you are not a CCJ requester, not sure you are actually needed into this training. So until now, you were requesting your CCJ by filling in a form and sending it out to the PQP-IM. And then they were looking at your request and putting those CCJ into the repo server. As of July 1st, which means after tomorrow, there will be a new way to request for CCJ. So the starting point, receiving the order from the PNG plant, this will not change. What will change is the way you will place your request. So you will no longer be sending a form via email. You will have to log in into a system, into a platform that is called Web Center. For the past 3 weeks now, actually since the start of June, we have Gabriela Castro who reached out to all printers around the globe asking for your information and name and email address so that we can start creating your accounts for Web Center. So if you did not get back to Gabriela, it is very key at this stage that you contact her, because without access to Web Center, you will not be able to work with the tool. So it's very important for you to make sure you get back to us with your information so we can start the process, because it's taking a little bit of time. So you will place your request in Web Center, and I realize I'm pointing with my own mouse, but then you don't see it. That's how it goes. Okay, so you will place your request into Web Center, and then what it will do is that the system will automatically pull the final art based on the IPMS that you will have had inputted, in your request in the system, and it will create the CCJ using obviously the information that you will have filled in through your request. So selecting which ICC profile and which Pantone libraries would need to be used to print this specific artwork. That's done by a system. Still, for some time, we're going to have the PQP team reviewing the CCJ to make sure there's no error. This is a short time check. Moving forward in the long term, we will remove the step. But for now, since the implementation of this automation is brand new, we will still have the PQP ion, in the back end, checking that the CCJs, are all correct. And what they will do is that they will actually confirm when they are available into the repo server. So you will be receiving actually 2 times a notification from the system. Once you've placed your request, and once the CCJ will be available in the repo server. Once the CCJs are in the repo server, this goes back to your standard process. That means you will go into the server, download the CCJs, and then start measuring your printed jobs, so that in the end, the PNG teams, can review the measurements into the scorecard server. So the big piece that is really changing, it's basically, here, the system pulling the information, and you starting with, the request into the system. The lead time to have the CCJs is no change versus before. So it will still take 2 days for the CCJs to be available into the repo server. We do hope that in the future we can actually decrease and have it, faster. But for now, because this is a start and we still have a large volume of information that is going through the system, there's still a lead time of 2 days, and it's obviously 2 working days. So from Monday, what we consider from Monday to Friday. So for anyone working in the Middle East Africa region, then it means it's slightly different for you, because I know you're working on the weekends when we are actually not. So you need to consider those extra days for the lead time. With the PQP reviewing the CCJ, obviously, if there's anything, kind of wrong or not working, they would get back to you. And same thing for you. If you see that anything that you see in the repo server is not correct and that the CCJ are not right, then you would have to contact PQP Ion to correct this. In terms of contacts, you will see later I have a slide that summarize what to do, but we basically have now a different and a second layer of support if you have questions. So PQP IAM will no longer be the to go to email address for all of your questions and concerns. They will only be present to review your CCJs and to answer questions about color. But all of your other questions and requests will have to go through our end-to-end artwork support team. But I'll come back to this point later. Any questions so far? I guess not. Good. So instead of going through the slides, what I propose is for me to actually make a demo so that you can get to see, Web Center, how it works and what it looks like. So the slides, I will share the presentation with you after this meeting so that you have it as a guidance with all the screenshots of what needs to be done, task per task. But for now, what I prefer to do is actually to show you inside the system how it works. And let me just then stop presenting to go into Web Center. Okay, so this is, and yeah, I allow some time for the screen to show. This is Web Center and what it looks like. To log in, it's very simple. You just need to click on the button and enter your PNG credential. Here again, it's essential for you to have an access, not only an access to PNG, to Web Center, but also have a PNG ID account created first, because without this, we cannot grant you access to Web Center. So for the IT account, this will take some time because we need your PNG sponsor to actually approve your account before it is created. And then once your PNG account is created, the end-to-end support will create your Web Center login. When they will send you the confirmation that your Web Center login account has been created, they will be sending you with it a username and a password. So